Greetings. I'm horologist in Carew. On the behalf of myself and KTL University, we would like to invite you for our online Zoom class, March the 27th, 11 o'clock, 2022. We will present the power of precious metals, where you will have the opportunity to learn the concept of building wealth with gold, silver, platinum, palladium, and rhodium. You will also learn the foundation of the abundantness of these metals through the health benefits, the wealth benefits, and the spirituality benefits. For every 20th person that signs up for this class, you receive this beautiful silver 925 sterling silver pendant that is featured on the front of the book, I Am Rich. The spaces are limited, so act now.
Special announcement, y'all. Special announcement.
Greetings, family. Inkaru Watch Company would like to present Enter the Wind, this Inkaru timepiece, the Heru collection, hand painted on a pure silver dial, 42 millimeter stainless steel case, and a Swiss 17 jewel mechanical 2.5 delta waves movement. The 100 person that sign up for our online Zoom class, The Power of Precious Metals, sponsored by KTL University and in Carew, will win this beautiful timepiece. Again, the 100 person that sign up for our class, The Power of Precious Metals, will win this beautiful timepiece. Enter now. Thank you.
To this day.
There you have it, family. There you have it. You know what I mean? There you have it. Don't ever say that I didn't take care of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever say that I didn't take care of y'all and I didn't have y'all in my best interest, because we out here giving out timepieces and shit. You know what I'm talking about? We out here giving out pendants and watches. We're incentivizing rewards. So if anybody is out there, y'all want y'all, you know what I mean? Y'all want y'all Heru timepiece, go ahead and sign up. KTL University, go and get your ticket. Be in the building March 27th. This is a very important workshop that we're going to be delivering. You will thank me later. Let's do the roll call. Love and light to everybody that's out there. Peace. Yeah, how you doing? Greetings. Salutations. Let's do the roll call. Let's see who's in the building. Let everybody get comfortable and whatnot so we could begin the show tonight. But first, could we do an audio check? How are we sounding on the audio? Is everything crispy? How's the sound effects?
To this day. To this day.
Sound effects, how that's coming in? What's the audio sounding like? We good? We Geechee? That's what's up. All right, let's go. Let's get it in. Let's get it in. Jersey's in the building. Shout out to Jersey. But first, Dominica's in the building. Shout out to the West Indies. The Mandem. You know what I'm talking about? The Mandem. Yeah. Shout out to the Mandem. Brick City, Newark. Understand. New Jersey. Jerusalem. Jersey. Yeah. 215. For anybody that don't know, that's Philly, baby. Cali is up in this thing. That's what I'm talking about. San Fran is up in this thing. Shout out to the Bay. Shout out to San Fran. Shout out, yeah. UK, the Mondem, in it, across the pond, 718. BK, Brooklyn is in this thing. Baltimore, B-More's up in this thing. Seattle's up in this thing. H-Town, Lay It Down, and all of that fly shit. You know, I'm sitting on foes and all of that. What's good? Tremont. BX, that's hey.
To this day.
BX in the building. Dallas is
To
in this
this
thing.
day.
Massachusetts up in this thing. Southside is up in this thing. Chirac was happening. It was good Southside. Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Shout out to Los Angeles. DC, Fort Worth. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Fort Worth. New Orleans. Mm-hmm. Shout out to New Orleans. Very magical place. All of the man them and the women them in New Orleans. Sanford, Florida. Okay then. I see you. Des Moines, Iowa. Mm-hmm. Northwest Georgia. What's this? Skrillicon Valley. Talk that shit.
To
Rest
this
in peace.
day. To this day.
I don't think y'all understand what Razor Ramon meant to me and Blue Pill when we was coming up. This one is gonna hurt, my niggas. Rest in peace to Razor Ramon. Rest in peace to Razor Ramon, man. I don't even know what to say. I'm kind of caught up on that right there. That was my guy. That was definitely my guy. Peace Detroit in the building. Omaha, Nebraska's up in this thing. Yeah, right here, the bad guy. This is my childhood we talking about. Sacred, it's sacred. We're not doing identity politics right now. This is my childhood. I told y'all before, I was listening to David Bowie. Niggas was listening to Sting. Motherfucking, we was, come on now. We was fully integrated. When we were young, we were intersectional, my nigga. We was watching Dusty Rhodes and all of that shit. We wasn't prejudiced. You know what I mean? It's my guy right there. Damn. I don't even know who Scott Hall is. I know Razor Ramon. You feel me? We was lit. Let's stop playing. We still, and the funny thing about it is we still had pride for our race. When Malcolm X came out, the Mondem was wearing African medallions, X hats. We had the X on our hat, X on our sweaters. We was dripped in cross colors. We was proud of our heritage. I was watching Eyes on the Prize, all of these things, but we were very integrated as a culture. There wasn't really a divide. I'm a 75 baby, right? So by the time 85 comes along, I'm 10 years old, y'all. I'm not a spring chicken, but we were fully integrated. We knew not to bring home a woman who hair couldn't go through the brush. That's what our mamas told us. Don't you be bringing no girl in here who hair can't go through the brush and all of that shit. But we was integrated. You know what I mean? We was tapping into different people. That's why when the children coming up these days, sometimes the parents is kind of hard on them. They like, oh, you into all of that anime and you into this and you into that. I'm like, think about it. When you were younger, you was into Care Bears, nigga. Like, what you talking about? You was collecting Garbage Pail Kids. Like, you niggas had Cabbage Patch Kids in your book bag. Like, fuck what you saying? Like, and it wasn't the black doll. It was not the black dolls. You had the white dolls. Stop the bullshit. You know what I mean? We were not into this color thing. We were not into this black everything. And I'm not taking no shots at anybody's ideology. I'm not coming. I'm just saying, I'm reminding y'all where we was at. Yeah, Thundercats. No. Niggas had, yeah, we was collecting Gumby, damn it. We had Gumbies, damn it. You know what I'm saying? What did that speak of? What did that be? What did that show us? That we had love in our hearts. We was listening to Cyndi Lauper. What the fuck? Niggas was tapped into Blondie Rapture. Some niggas had crushes on Blondie. What are you saying? You niggas had a crush on Farrah Fawcett, Bo Derek. You know what I mean? Don't let me start naming the names and whatnot. Susan Lucci.
To this day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
To this day.
You thought I forgot? You know what I'm saying? I did not forget. Oh yeah, the Shawn Michael Razor Ramon ladder match, right? This is where the problem came in. Problem came in when we were looking at other people as being greater than us. That's where the problem came in, and we were demonstrating, right? Because when you looked into popular culture, there was a strong demonstration of melanated people dominating the sports arenas. They were dominating into other, of course, you had the Huxtables. They were dominating television through the sitcoms and whatnot. The movies, Eddie Murphy was coming with Beverly Hills and Stand Up with the Delirious. We was post Richard Pryor, so we knew that there wasn't nobody that was white that was funnier than our Michael Knight. You know what I'm saying? David Hasselhoff. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, niggas had crushes on Smurfette. How about that? You wanted some blue box.
To this day.
Yeah, that part. You don't want to talk about
To
that.
this day.
You don't want to talk about, you don't want to get blown up about the fact that you niggas had big crushes on Smurfettes because she had a bubble and all of that. Yeah, that part. Yeah, Hulk Hogan definitely had wrestling on lock. You know what I'm saying? He was a white guy with a deep tan and whatnot. You know what I mean? He's a Florida cracker. You know what I'm talking about? So he had a permanent tan. And he was kind of, you know what I mean? The shit that he did to Clubber Lang, we forgave him for that. You know what I'm saying? It was like, you can't be beating up on Mr. T, nigga. Because prior to, that's what, when they had him beating up Mr. T because Mr. T wasn't even a wrestler and he was the baddest motherfucker on the planet. This is early Mike Tyson era. Early Mike Tyson era. If you say that Hulk Hogan is overrated, that's probably because you caught Hulk Hogan when this nigga was either in the AMA or you caught Hulk Hogan during the sitcom era. My nigga, Hulk Hogan in the motherfucking wrestling era was that he was Hemington. What are you talking about? He was the second coming, nigga. There wasn't nothing bigger than Hulk Hogan. Did you see when he slammed Andre the Giant?
To this day. To this day.
There was nothing bigger than Hulk Hogan in wrestling. Let's stop it. You probably grew up watching The Rock with the can you tell what The Rock is cooking? No, there is nothing before Hulk Hogan. Okay, all of that shit when the wrestling fell off. I don't even watch. I didn't even start Triple H. I stopped around that time. I don't know nothing about none of that. I do only classics, nigga. Junkyard Dog, nigga. Coco Beware, that part. You know what I'm talking about? Like Hulk Hogan, like, you know what I mean? That's all that I do. I don't know about none of these other new characters. My son had to put me on to what's his name? Roman Reigns. This nigga took me to the Barclays Center to have we watched one of the rappers, my dude from Flatbush Zombies, Juice, he gifted me front row tickets. Okay? You see, my son was looking at me like I was Pablo. Facts.
To this day. To this day.
He was like, "What, we going to the nosebleeds?" Because usually we would go to the nosebleeds. I was like, "Look, I got something up my sleeve. Hold on." He see me keep walking down the aisle and shit. He pulling on my coat like, "Chill. They gonna stop you." I'm like, "Chill. Come with me. You. What's my name? You know what I'm talking about? Look at me. I'm your dad. Like, I got this." And then we kept descending further and further and further. This nigga thought that I was about to start wrestling and whatnot because we was right next to the ring. Then we parked up, you know what I'm saying? The security made open up the way, let them in. He was looking at me like, "Damn, what's going on, Dad? You came up or something?" Yeah, that part. You damn right. Bad News Brown. Huh? Ultimate Warrior. When he had the strings tied around his shit. Come on now. Iron Sheik with the curvy shoes and whatnot. We come from a very rich culture. Let nobody fucking Bam Bam Bigelow, you know what I'm saying? Ric Flair, woo, right? Like Harlem Heat, Papa Shango. We come from a very rich culture. They was preparing us. You know what I'm saying? Where did we go wrong? I don't know. But I know coming up, Hackshaw Jim Duggan, that was my guy. Hackshaw Jim Duggan, Roddy Piper, like the British Bulldogs, it just hit different. Motherfucking Jimmy Fly Snooker coming off of the ropes. Ricky Steamboat, man. Come on, man. That was my shit. Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man. Yo, what's his name? Vince McMahon. He's a legend. He's a piece of crap, but he's a legend because he created a whole parallel universe in the minds of young impressionable men, right? Because I talk crazy about people who like wrestling shit, but here I go exposing myself. I was into that shit. I'm not too cool to be like I wasn't into wrestling as a youth. I was into wrestling and GI Joes, Transformers, He-Man, all of the things we was all into, and Video Music Box. You know what I mean? And then to be honest with you, the rappers kind of took over, and they brought, because they was on some Fantasy Island. They was all, everybody is on Fantasy Island. The fucking wrestlers, the rappers, Arnold Schwarzenegger as the Terminator, motherfucking Sylvester Stallone as Rocky. Everybody was on Fantasy Island. And we was over there with them niggas. You know what I'm saying? Because that was the great escape. The escape from New York. Snake Plissken, nigga. We was escaping whatever the conditions that we were in. Some people were growing up in some unsavory conditions. I had roaches. You know, I had roaches. I didn't really have too many mice, but nigga had roaches. You know what I'm talking about? And then when Nintendo came out and my dad brought us the Nintendo the same year that shit dropped. Niggas had to come over my crib like it was an arcade. I had Gyromite. You remember Gyromite, the fucking robot that moved around? And I had the duck hunt gun, nigga. I was a legend. Me and Blue, we was legends in the hood. Niggas didn't know what that was. I don't even think Nintendo had commercials. There wasn't no internet, so they didn't know what the fuck was going on. We was lit. That was another level of escapism. When I played with my GI Joes, escapism. When I watched 3 p.m. cartoons, escapism. No, not Atari. Not Atari. Nintendo, nigga. We knocked Atari out the box. We was playing the little fucking Atari with the one, you know what I mean? It shit looked like stick figures. No, Nintendo, the first Nintendo that had the gun for duck hunt, and it had the robot called Gyromite. I think my dad paid about $800. We used to go to Forbidden Planet, nigga. Who remember Forbidden Planet in New York? A.A. Rashid be posting, he know about Forbidden Planet. We used to go to Forbidden Planet, where they had the fucking Star Trek. They had shit hanging from the ceiling. The Forbidden Planet was the illest toy store that you niggas never probably went to on the planet. It was the illest toy store I've ever been to on the planet. Fire. You know? It was in a village. And all of that, right? That's why I'm big on fantasy, right? The fantasy industry. I'm huge on the fantasy industry. However, I haven't necessarily jumped feet first into that industry, to be honest with you, and give you a little, some highlights on some of my dreams or my aspirations and goals. You know, I'm going to disappear one day. You know what I mean? And that's where I will venture forth and lose myself into the fantasy industry. You know what I mean? Because that's really on my bucket list. You know, I'm gonna check in with my PO and see how my community service is doing for the conscious community. I think I might have 100 hours left for you niggas. And as soon as my community service is up and I did my bid, I am out of here, my genius. I'm deactivating everything. And I'm disappearing into the fantasy world because I want to be a creative who I want the young ones to get as excited as I used to be when they was pushing shit out like comics, video games, you know. And we've reached a point. I told myself, I'm putting myself on a time clock. I was like, when the technology catches up to whereas I could do this, when the technology advances to whereas I could do virtual, I could do the fantasy shit the way I see the way that because I don't want to do it in 2D. I grew up on fucking 2D. So I'm not going to just step in and do some mundane ass 2D. No, I want virtual. I want augmented. I want the shit to be spatial. I want it to be all around me. I want you to be able to put them glasses on and immersive and get caught up in that whole world. As a creative, that's the shit that gets me excited. You know what I mean? And I'm not into anime. You know, no offense to anime. The only anime that I'm into is Voltron, the original one. I don't know about these remakes. I don't follow none of that other shit. I'm not interested. I'm more of a traditionalist. I'm a classic man. You know what I mean? So I know the shit that I grew up on. That's like that's part of my programming. But that's what I want to do. That's something that I definitely want to do. I want to disappear and I want to get into my art. I want to immerse myself in my art. I might pop up with mad face tattoos and all of that, just on some real artist weird shit. You know what I mean? Because, sometimes we just got to change it up. The Ronin Warriors. Yeah, I'm not into that. I'm not into that. Afro Samurai. Nah, I'm not feeling none of that shit. You know what I mean? The dosage of childhood that I got was enough. By the time I was like 13, I was able to turn the faucet off. I ain't into none of that other shit. You know what I mean? It doesn't move me. It don't move me. I tried to read Akira, Ghost in the Machine. I tried to tap into some anime, some hentai. That shit just doesn't do it for me. Doesn't do it for me. You know what I mean? I try to even watch the motherfucking what's these niggas, Power Rangers with my daughter. Nah, son. I'm not with it. Fuck out of here. Give me fucking G.I. Joe, Transformers, Thundercats. You know what I mean? Give me the original shit. Give me Foundation, nigga. Give me Foundation. You know what I mean? Y'all can have that other stuff. I don't even do Dragon Ball Z. And I know niggas is gonna unfollow me and whatnot because that's sacred to you. I don't even do Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, DuckTales. We gotta preserve some shit that we know. That's what y'all on. And I'm not here to judge. You know what I'm saying? I ain't here to judge. But that's not what I'm on. I wouldn't fare well in that world. Yeah, Silverhawks. Remember, I was into Silverhawk. I was into Mask. I was into Fraggle Rock. I was definitely into Fraggle Rock. I was into Dark Crystal. Scared the shit out of me when I was young. Traumatized, low key. You know what I mean? If Muppet Babies, I'm giving I was into Muppet Babies. You know what I'm saying? Gargoyles was lit. Darkwing Duck was lit. Motherfucking Doctor Miss what's the dude that dived in the money? Scrooge McDuck was lit. I'm into all of that. That's all me right there. You know what I'm saying? I don't do Pokemon. You know what I'm saying? I'm not on Pokemon wave. That came later. That's like the 80s babies. That came later. You know what I mean? No offense, but that's not what that's not my era. I stay in my era. You know what I mean? I'm gonna stay in my era and I'm gonna use the influence of that era, hopefully, to create some fire ass shit because I know people from my era, we are starving when it comes to creativity and for people to feed us some type of creativity. We starving because when that shit changed over to a lot of these goofy cartoons and that other shit that they be pushing, Teletubbies and all of that. Yeah, we was like, I'm good. I'm gonna go listen to some fucking Scarface and some Ghetto Boys, nigga. And then we transitioned into rap. You feel me? Ooh, remember X-Men? Remember Saturday morning cartoons? Oh my goodness. I'm such a nerd. I'm such a blurred when it comes to that. Like that fed my quote unquote spirit. Me and Blue, even KT the Arch Degree, that fed my spirit. We was really into shit like that. And now I know why. When he started decoding movies and shit, yeah, Howard the Duck. I liked Howard the Duck. When he started his decoding and everything, I understood fully. I'm like, okay, that's what it. All right, there you go. There you go. You know what I mean? There you go. I understood why I was so into it. Yes, I love the Animaniacs. I was into the Animaniacs. X-Men on Fox, followed by Spider-Man. Legendary shit. This is before the movies. This is before the Marvel movies. This is before the Marvel universe. Like we was on X-Men cartoons, Spider-Man cartoons, Batman cartoons, Superman cartoons. That shit, that part. You know what I mean? Like that was the foundation. And then I went heavy on the comic books. After that, I was into Jim Lee. drawing the X-Men. I was into Todd McFarlane, drawing Spawn. Frank Miller, drawing Batman. I loved Lobo, right? From Image Comics. That was my shit, right? X-Force, Rob Liefeld. Yeah, those was my favorite artists right there. You feel me? Those was my favorite artists and whatnot. Whoo, $1 Million Man. Are you referring to my good? This is how I know if you a legend. The $1 Million Man. Are you referring to Lee Major, the Bionic Man, the $6 million Man, or are you talking about Ted DiBiase? Because both of them is legends. Both of them is legends. But the $6 million Man, Ted DiBiase. I was in Savannah in the hotel when we was taping for the Tariq Nasheed video documentary, and I was in the bed, and motherfucking $6 million Man came on. Oh my goodness. What the fuck? I was like, hold on. Linda Carter, the original Wonder Woman, the American hero, Bill Bixby, the Incredible Hulk.
To this day. To this day.
Look, man, if y'all wasn't there, then I suggest that y'all start studying deeply into time machines. Find out what they doing at CERN, my niggas. Because you missing out on a large segment of sauce that will help your drippington moving forward. Like if you didn't sip from this faucet, it explains some things. You know what I mean? Why you niggas wear Jordans past the 11s and think that those are fly. We not the same. How about that? We're not the same. It got a lot to do with your programming. I promise you. Fuck is you saying? It got a lot to do with your programming. Real talk. Magnum PI, nigga. You know what I'm saying? We had aspirations to hop out of foreigns all the way back there with Tom Selleck, nigga. Niggas was growing their beard like Tom Selleck. You know what I mean? Magnum PI. That was the shit. Then Miami Vice came. Tubbs and Crockett. You know what I mean? Manimal. Oh, you blowing me away with
to
that.
this day.
Manimal.
To this day.
You feel, and then you know in your mind when you remember these things, they like in HD 4K, and then when you go back and watch this shit, it was like clay animation. The shit was mad low budget, but in your childlike mind, it was like bigger than fucking life. It was advanced. Then when you go back and look at it, you like, yo, this shit is trash. Like I went and watched the old Clash of the Titans. These niggas was literally using clay animation for the fucking gargoyles and shit. I'm like, yo, this is basura. But it translated well into our minds and whatnot. The shit looked crazy when we were young. Like I said. So I take that. I take that foundation that I have, right? This is experience. Right? This is all about experience. And I'm not judging anybody. I'm just saying, I don't give a fuck if you're 3 years old. I don't care if you're 3 years old. You could find all of these things that I was talking about. You know what I mean? Add it to your repertoire. Because I promise you, and I'm not saying this to make it seem like it's us versus them, but I'm saying this because it's us versus them. And I'm saying this because there was aspects, I don't know, I can't really say it because the shit was organic. I don't know if you niggas could be 20 years old and go back and watch all of the classics and then get the same feeling that we got because it was so organic and we were in the moment. You know? We was in the moment. The Love Boat. Ooh. Remember Gilligan's Island? Low key, I had a super crush on Ginger.
To this day.
I did.
To this day.
Big crush. I was ready to rescue her from the island. That was my first quote unquote. That's the first time I started throwing the cape on. I was like, I could get her off the island. Was it Ginger or was it the other one? Which one of them was mad sexy? Talk black to me, please. Captain Cave. All you niggas had a pink toe crush. Let's stop playing. You know what I mean? You niggas act like y'all grew up in Khalid Muhammad's house and you didn't. Stop it. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Three's Company. Who didn't want to be John Ritter with all of those Beckys around them? Yeah, that's stop playing, man. They was feeding us all of that shit at a young age. You know what I'm saying? The Facts of Life. Well, I can at least say in the Facts of Life, Tootie. You know what I'm saying? She was the top priority. But then the other one with the blonde hair, you know. Oh, Marianne. Oh, Marianne was like, Marianne was mad laid back. Yeah, Ginger was the one. You don't talk about Ginger was the one. And I ain't talking about Ginger from Casino. You know, they set us up. They really did. When Optimus Prime got killed, that's the day that the culture shifted. Think about it, old heads. The young people watching me is like, this nigga Red, I don't know what he's talking about. Think about this, old heads out there who remember when they bodied Optimus Prime. That's the day that the culture shifted. It ain't been the same since. You know what I mean? Then the rappers died later on, like Biggie and Pac. But when they killed Optimus Prime and turned that nigga into a metrosexual hot rod, that's the day that the culture died. Yeah, Charlie's Angel. And y'all be like, yo, y'all niggas can stop acting like, you know what I mean? Get off your Umar motherfucking soapbox right now and just keep it real with me. I'm keeping it real with you. Keep it 1,000. They was giving us a lot of white crushes when we was little. You niggas don't even have that these days. Y'all running behind Ariana Grande.
To this day.
You don't even know what quality is.
To this day.
They had you niggas chasing Paris Hilton, a fucking dope fiend, a meth head, nigga. We had Farrah Fawcett. We had some quality Beckys, my nigga. Talk black to me. We did at a young age. And y'all got Kim Kardashian sex tapes. Like,
to this day.
We're not the same.
To this day.
We had Pamela Anderson, Baywatch.
To this day.
Huh?
To this day.
Wonder Woman, Linda Carter. Stop playing with me. You niggas watched the Wonder Woman movie. We was watching the Wonder Woman series. It's not the same. Heather Locklear, black women. Why don't y'all give us some credit? Yo, we withstood all of that shit to still be with y'all. Okay? We was inundated with a lot of Beckys when we was coming up. Peggy Bundy and her daughter. You know what I'm talking about? Suzanne Summers, nigga. It was a lot of temptation coming off of them idiot boxes. You know what I mean? And then some niggas had crushes on Roseanne. You see him in the trailer parks. You see him in the trailer parks. If you live in Arkansas, you see him. You know what I'm talking about? We withstood all of that. And still was like Pam Grier is the baddest one out of all of that. Yeah, she's the baddest. We still held her up.
To this day.
We still held her up. Don't forget Chrissy on Three's Company. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That part. It was a lot of temptation coming off of Anna Nicole Smith, bro. She went ahead and married the old wrinkly Lisa from Saved by the Bell. Is that the sister? The sister from Saved by the Bell? She had a funny name. She was bad. She was bad. You know what I mean? And even with all this to show you the beauty of the black woman, they was tempting us. And even with all of that temptation, they could not hold a flame because melanated women did not have that much representation, of course, on TV. Like they was pumping all of these women to us. Yeah, 21 Jump Street with Holly Robinson. That part, yeah, Holly could get it. You know what I'm trying? Why you keep putting Topanga from Boy Meets World? I don't even know. I don't even know what that is. It was Pam Grier for me. You know what I'm saying? It was Pam Grier for me. You know? It was Felicia Rashad for me. Even her sister that was dancing in Fame, she did it for me. It was definitely Shaka Khan for me. It was Vanessa, what was her name that was in Playboy? Vanessa Williams. Ooh. Little mixed bag. Ashley from Fresh Prince. Definitely, my guy. Definitely Ashley. So shit. Lisa Bonet, nigga.
To this day.
Cree Summers.
To this day.
The whole fucking cast, A Different World. Jasmine Guy. So they was feeding us all of these European women's, right? Trying to deliver us, but we was holding it down. It was like hell to the nah. The black woman is God. That's what we was on, because in my hood, I lived in an integrated area in Flatbush, right? On one side, it was all melanated people, but then you had European. Niggas was not chasing no Becky's, nigga. Fucking you talking? Niggas was not fetishing after no white women's. Come on now. Early Tony Braxton. Do you understand what she was doing to us? Early Tony Braxton? Nigga, like, we didn't even know that there was other Braxtons out there. It was just her. Early Tony Braxton? That was a problem. She came in, she shut the room down. She was a problem. She applied pressure. Big pressure. Different World had mad baddies in it. I was ready to go to college for real. Rosie Perez in the first scene of Do the Right Thing, when she was in the shower with the ice cubes. That was a lot of pressure. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know who the women are of today that are considered to be, lust worthy, because niggas was low-key lusting, hard body. And we had little TVs too. We saw everything. Niggas had like 14-inch TVs and the shit you had to hit with the fucking wrench, nigga, and we still was able to get it in. Now you got 100 fucking inch screen TVs and these women is looking like men.
To this day. To this day.
And this is no offense to anybody out there in Tinseltown or in entertainment. I just don't see that it factor on a lot of these new quote unquote celebrities that they put in front of us. They don't have that type of draw that they had in the 80s and whatnot. And like I said, they was on analog TV. The screens was mad little, and depending on your budget, my nigga, they might be in black and white, and niggas still was able to see the beauty in them. You have Vanessa Del Rio on VHS, nigga. Who didn't? You talking about? I told y'all before I had Vanessa Del Rio's panties, nigga. She was at Biltmore Ballroom and threw her panties at me. I caught that part. Yeah, I was a legend for about a week until somebody stole them shits. Nia Long with the cherry thong. Man, Nia Long and Love Jones. Lisa Ray and Players Club. I don't think y'all be understanding what the fuck be going on. Megan Good. And yeah, she's cool. I got a Megan Good story and whatnot. I'll talk about it one day. Megan Good. I ain't gonna lie, she put some pressure on me when I seen her in Miami. This was the year 2003. We was in a club called Opium. You know, your boy, I had all of the trinkets, you know what I'm saying? I was kind of icy. You know what I'm talking about? I had a little bulge in my pocket. But I just, when it came time for me to swing the bat and hit the ball out the park, I wasn't able to do it. You know what I mean? I'm going to keep it a buck with you. I wasn't able to do it. I wasn't able to do it. I wasn't able to apply pressure. So shout out to, Vanity and Apollonia. When Prince got some buns on the lake, I was low key jealous. Like, come on, man, that was my shorty. Remember The Last Dragon? The Last Dragon? Come on now. Oh man, how do we feel about Vivica Fox? That's interesting. Well, before she got with 50 Cent, she was the baddie. Niggas was on her. But then afterwards, she kind of got exposed and shit, and she lost the luster. You know, she lost to Luster. But Jet Magazine, page 43, classical shit, bro. Classical shit, my nigga. Like the baddest of the baddest around the world was on page 43. I wish they had the internet back then. Because you couldn't find these women's. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't find these women's. I wish they had Instagram back then. Vanity was in Action Jack. Oh man, Vanity was so bad. Remember when she was bad? It was like 100 baddies in the world at that point. They didn't multiply yet. The baddies multiplied like gremlins when niggas start feeding them, turned into foodies and shit like that, and other bad bitches popped out of their backs and whatnot. But baddies multiply; they don't die and whatnot. But I promise you, I remember a day and age where you could count the baddies on your finger. Mm-hmm. Melissa Ford, yeah, she was one of those. I think like when the video vixens and all of the video girls started out and shit, and then they start multiplying. But prior to that, they wasn't really out there like that. I remember around the way, niggas knew where the baddies lived in each borough. They had like a book and shit. You know what I mean? Like, nah, Keisha. You mean Keisha from Queens? Oh, nah, she be at Subways on Wednesdays at like 9:30 a.m. Yeah, you want to pull up on her in the BM? All right, cool. Let's do it. You know what I mean? Niggas had beepers and shit like that. Like, it wasn't a lot of baddies out there. I don't think y'all remember that, but it really wasn't. Baddies don't die, they multiply. It wasn't a lot of them. It wasn't a lot of them. It wasn't a lot of them. Then one day I turned around, it was a lot of them. I'm like, where did they come from? You know what I'm talking about? It was the gremlin effect. They say don't feed a baddie after 12 and they make more of them. And that's what happened. Get Christy Love. Which one is Christy Love? Sheila E. I was all right. I wasn't that crazy about Sheila E. Even though she was kind of fly. She was fire with the guitar. She had the boots on with Prince. They would be rocking out and everything. Who was into, what's her name? Who was with Rick James? Tina Marie. Tina Marie. You niggas was on Tina Marie. Yeah, King Magazine. That was the guy. That was the guy. That was the book in which that was the source code that women used to clone themselves and shit. That was the guy that y'all was putting posters of the video vixens on your walls and just transforming into that. All of you women out there, y'all was going to sleep, wrapping your hair, talk about I want to wake up looking like Buffy the Body and shit. And sure enough, Sure enough, that's what happened. Because I remember when Buffy was out, it wasn't too many Buffy clones in these streets, my nigga. It wasn't too many Buffy clones in these streets. And of course, the 90s porn, you know, a lot of women begin to duplicate off of that as well. We can't forget about them. We can't forget about Dominique Simone, Ebony Eyes. We can't forget about all of those baddies from back in those days. They multiplied too. Real talk. They surely did, because they turned into the video vixens. What's the Spanish girl? That was my girl too. She was mad cool. We was in Miami chilling and whatnot. Gloria, what's Gloria's last name? Gloria was running circles around them for a minute. Remember her? That was Aaron Hall shorty. She was a problem. Apply pressure, nigga. She from the Big Pimpin' video when she was with Pimp C. You know what I'm saying? Not Gloria Estefan, Gloria Velez, nigga. Legend. You know what I'm saying? She's a legend. Yeah, they merged. The porn and hip hop merged right in the 90s and whatnot. I think like around Tip Drill and shit. You know what I'm saying? Around Chip Drill. You know? Black Tails. Yeah, Black Tails was it. You know what I'm saying? Keisha from Belly. I know Keisha and Vanessa Bell Calloway from New Jack City, but nigga, Keisha from Belly? Mm-hmm. So I'm just saying all of that to just say that, you know, we've been inspired, right? As a culture, we've been inspired by beauty. It's not lust, right? It's not lust because, to be honest with you, these women that I brought up to you, and outside of the women that were in adult entertainment, these women weren't necessarily, they were not hypersexualized. You know, they wasn't really hypersexualized like that. It started happening right around the time of, yes, remember the Luke strip shows? Remember the DVDs with Luke, right? That started to open things up a little bit. And then Little Kim, when she popped out with the, yeah, take it in the bun, like she provided a soundtrack, right? And I'm not even going to say that it was more Foxy Brown, because Foxy Brown more so inspired shorties to put bricks in their bag and get on the Greyhound. Foxy Brown was rapping like a dude, my niggas. Even though she had mad sex appeal, she was more about her bars, and she was more about on some ride or die shit. I'm gonna hold the 4/5. I'm gonna hold these bricks. You know what I mean? I'm gonna hold it down. I'm gonna line these niggas up. That's how she was giving it up. Little Kim on the other end, she was venturing more into adult entertainment, merging with hip hop, or the video vixens and the hip hop personages and shit like that. You feel me? And Trina, of course, yes, Trina too. BET Uncut, yeah. So BET Uncut went from being BET Uncut to where it was just on BET, right? Just on BET, you know? Yeah, I better put some respect on Holly Berry. Holly Berry was the prototype for a minute. You know what I'm talking about? Gabrielle Union is a no for me. Nah, that's a hard no right now. Super hard. Uncle Luke and Doodoo Brown. Doodoo Brown. You know what I'm saying? So there was yes, Adina Howard freaking me. Adina Howard precedes Little Kim. So Adina Howard is almost like, Adina Howard is with what's the shorty, what's the sister from the 70s that was doing the comedy albums, and she was mad raunchy and whatnot. What's her name again? Is it Millie Jackson? Is it Millie Jackson? But Adina Howard came with that energy, and when she did Freak in the Morning, Freak and all of that, she kind of opened that shit up. And then boom, Little Kim came and cleaned up. Little Kim came and cleaned up. HBO ruined people too. Oh yeah, HBO had all of those real sex shows and everything, you know. And yeah, they had all of those. They did the HBO gave you Hunts Point. Remember the prostitution shit that they highlighted? They gave you Hunts Point. They was highlighting the sex workers. They was giving you the taxi cab confessions and all of that. You know. Yeah, Millie Jackson, right? The toilet album cover. So Millie Jackson was kind of like pushing the envelope back in those days. You feel me? And like she was the one pushing the envelope. And then yeah, Vanity Six was definitely, they had it popping and whatnot. But would you say that they were like raunchy, or were they highly sensuous, right? With that whole sexual liberation type thing. I think when I remember Vanity Six, and they was rocking with Prince, so we kind of already knew what Prince was on, and it was a fit. You know what I mean? This nigga was walking with his ass out. Pause. You know what I mean? He had on fucking chaps and whatnot. Like his nigga was doing shows with stilettos on. How about that? Wait a minute. But he gonna have some women around him with cross-colored jumpers on and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Like the women was gonna pull up with corduroys. They better be naked. This nigga's wearing high heels and shit. Like you better balance this shit out. You know what I mean? And Erica Badu, yeah, she came and bodied it. You know what I mean? She came and balanced. She came and balanced things. When Badu first came on the scene with the 10-foot high head wrap and whatnot, she came and balanced some things. Lauryn Hill as well, Jill Scott as well. You know, this was the balancing of the scales, because we didn't have, even when Little Kim and them dropped, It was like you had Boss, you had Lady of Rage, you had Bahamadia, you had a balance. You know what I mean? Like you had that whole movement of ladies first and whatnot. They had Little Kim on a song with them. So Latifah was bussing. Angie Martinez figured that she could fucking rap. She started bussing. Moni Love was still bussing. MC Light was still bussing. The Lady of Rage, she was on the West Coast. She was bussing. So there was a balance. Left Eye was bussing. Missy Elliott, Mia X, you, Total, Keisha and them, they was bussing. They wasn't naked. They wasn't naked. And they wasn't talking about deep throating and all of that. Yo-Yo was bussing. They talked about things that were relevant. The Brat was bussing. Come on now. So do you see that there was a balance? Do you see that there was a balance? There was such a balance that when Little Kim was doing what she was doing, nobody really cared like that. They was like, okay, all right, cool. Your breast is out. Okay. Oh, you can rap. All right. You know what I'm saying? Patra. Nigga, wait a minute. Nigga, Patra. Nigga, Patra. With the braids. Yeah, that poster was damn sure.
To this day.
Woo!
To this day.
I had asked A.A. Rashid, my nigga, I had that poster right in my bedroom, right above my bed. That hardcore Little Kim poster. Yeah, that was right in my bedroom, right on Fittermore. Stop playing. Right when the album came out. I had that right on my wall. I had the Mobb Deep Godfather Part 3 on the wall, and I had Little Kim's poster. Whenever a nigga woke up, that's all I was looking at. How about that? But anyway, Monica bussing, Moni Love bussing. These women were free to talk about whatever they wanted to because nobody was tying any. Nobody was the sex police. Nobody was telling anybody what they could rap about. These women, these artists, these MCs and whatnot, right? Because we don't know about, female MC. I don't know about what a female MC. I know a fucking MC. You got bars, you could ride the beat, my nigga, and you got content, you do some dope ass hooks. You're just an artist. I don't separate the genders. Okay. So these sisters were in the middle or in the midst of raunchiness coming from different angles. You know, Freak Nick was inspiring a lot of people to let their freak flag fly. Of course, like I said, the Little Kim and the influence that she had, because what Little Kim did, and I'm speaking from a perspective of a New Yorker who used to go to the tunnel in 1993, in 1994, in 1995, and in 1996. Now, in 1993, I used to go to the Arc in Brooklyn and Flatbush, and then we would go to the tunnel as well. That was our 2-4. We would go to both clubs. We would make it to both clubs. We would go to the tunnel first, and then when the tunnel let out, we go to the Arc, and then we close out the Arc in around 5 a.m. or whatever. And then, you know, the Mondem, you know what I'm talking about? You got to slide something. But when I was first going to the clubs, the idea of taking a woman home, right? When I first, somebody said Freak Fly. Yeah, Freak Nick, right? Freak Nick was allowing a lot of people in the Greek Fest as well, because there was Greek Fest everywhere. So at the Greek Fest, I saw women indulging in sexual activity with the sun out, my nigga, on the beach with thousands upon thousands of people looking at them. Okay? They didn't have no inhibitions. I seen people in the parking lot boning and whatnot. They didn't have no inhibitions. So the Freaknik in Atlanta brought mad freaks out that niggas didn't even know existed. How about that? And that shit was the talk of the town.
To this day.
And then the shit just stayed. It didn't even go no, after it was over, the freaks just stayed. And then Atlanta became a freak ass town, right? But what I was saying was what Little Kim did in her music, in her the suggestions in her music, is she molded she molded a whole generation of young women to be more sexually free. I'm just keeping it a buck with you because, like I said, when we used to go partying, it was more men than women, first of all, right? We were not into the wealth the way that we were in the bad boy era or the puffy era when they were talking about hoes, bankrolls, and clothes. We became a lot more, you know what I mean? We became a lot more, we became a lot more conscious about what we were wearing. We started wearing more jewelry. We started getting into more, into getting money on bigger scales because prior to that, we just was getting money to hold us down for the night. It was just about, niggas was digging pockets and niggas was jostling. They was robbing. They was sticking people up. They was doing all kind of shit just to have sneaker money and a bankroll in your pocket. Nobody was talking about, oh, I'm getting to 100,000. I'm trying to make $1 million off of the fucking streets. That wasn't even thought of. That was only for the kingpin niggas, the willy willies. You know what I mean? No average dude that wasn't our aspirations because we didn't know how to get to it. Well, I'm gonna boost until I become a millionaire, nigga. What? But when Biggie started rapping, and yes, Biggie wrote most of Kim's lyrics. So we was getting Biggie from Junior Mafia, we was getting Biggie from Little Kim, and we was getting Biggie from Biggie, my nigga. That's a fucking legend. Okay. So what he did, right? Because keep in mind the mentality of a Biggie Smalls. He didn't have all of the women on his coattail. They wasn't. Oh, they love Big Papa when he got some bread, my nigga. When he started wearing the Coogee, but when he was Fat Chris, nigga, you seen his baby mama
to this day. To this day,
you seen the first baby mama. You seen him. So what had happened was when Little Kim started rapping about doing all of this sexual shit that Biggie put into the lyrics, right? Because of course he might have had a little bit of, this was his get back. He was like, fuck that. I want these women to get on some freaky shit because that was probably his fantasy and his desire, right? That's how that shit works. So she became his muse and she became his bullhorn. And by doing that, she turned women out. So what I was going back to what I was saying was I realized that there was a difference in the way that we basically, the way that women, young women and men were interacting with each other because the tunnel in the arc, it was all about who you sliding with after the club. I don't remember shit being like that when we was going to other clubs because like I said before, it was a sword fight prior to that. It was mad dudes. They was always fighting each other, robbing niggas. You would get jumped by 100 niggas wearing dirty fucking hoodies and Timbs and whatnot for your fucking ring. Niggas will jump you for a drink. That's a fact. It was grimy in the warehouse, in Latin quarters, and in the Palladium and all of these places. This shit was like grimy, very grimy. So it was liberated when it became more flossy and everything. I'm gonna keep it a buck. It was liberated because nobody want to be in a club ice grilling the next man when you out here just trying to come and party and enjoy yourself. I'm not here to stare at no niggas. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get chose, my nigga. I'm trying to get chose. You know what I mean? I got the cologne on and all of that. I paid about $400 for the iceberg sweater. I'm trying to get chose. Niggas was wearing gators and shit. Niggas was trying to get chose. You wasn't trying to get robbed. Give me 1 minute. So Little Kim definitely opened that up. Kudos to her. You know what I mean? She changed the culture for real, for real. And I say her more than Foxy Brown because that's just what it is. Like Foxy Brown wasn't making shorties want to, you know what I mean? Want to get it in with other men like that. What the fuck's you talking about? Foxy Brown was making shorties want to stick niggas up. Somebody said the whole club looked like Das Effects. That's a fact. Prior to the tunnel, the whole club was looking like DOS effects, looking like Wu-Tang. You had to fight the whole Shaolin, nigga. What are you talking about? It was real dusty. You know what I'm saying? You seen Biggie in his earlier days with the Timbs leaning and everything. Stop playing. That's how they look. How you got on a black hoodie and the shit is brown? That's when you know you wore too much.
To this day.
Shit was black, but now it's brown. It's a dark brown. Nigga, take that off. The nigga hoodie, you could take the hoodie off and stand up by itself. That's how you know you wore it too long. That part. So things begin to change. And they ain't turned back since. You know what I mean? Things begin to change. Fast forward like 30 years later, here we are. And the music industry is imbalanced because I can't find too many Missies, MC Lights. I can't find too many Queen Latifahs. I can't find too many Lady Arages and Boss. Remember, I used to like Boss. Boss was a legend. I can't find too many Bahamadia, Raw Diggers. I can't. I know who I could find though. You know what I'm talking about? I know who I could find. They everywhere. They all over the place. There's no, the faucet is on, my nigga. They dripping everywhere. You know? Bahamadia. I can't find a Bahamadia. I could find a Cyrock, yeah. I could find a Rhapsody, yes. You know what I mean? They exist. They're out there. However, there's a lot more on the other side. So when we get to a place of balance, things will begin to shift a little bit because don't ever think that these women don't got bars. Yeah, I like Tierra Whack with the 1 minute songs. She's dope. Yeah, Shay Noir, she's dope. Yeah, they got some of them that's busting. They got some of them that's busting. You know what I mean? A lot of fake little Kim clones. That's a fact. Nicki Minaj is a Kim clone. She talking about she was trying to rap like Foxy. You was trying to rap like Foxy, but you damn sure was trying to look like 93 Kim. Nigga, what are you talking about? Stop playing. Give her her credit. Give her her credit because initially, from what I remember, when Nicki Minaj first dropped, it was more about the bars, right? Then I remember the Barbie shit because when I lived in Harlem, my fucking neighbor, his baby moms, she used to blast that Nicki Minaj shit, the mixtape Nicki Minaj, every motherfucking day. I used to be like, who is this bird? Like, what are we doing? You know what I'm talking about? So I remember early Nicki was more barred up. She was more barred up. It was more like she was barred, she was a Bardashian. Then when the Barbie shit popped off and she got her implants, it was more Little Kimish. And then she have the audacity to not give this young woman her props. Who paved the way for her ass? Like, I don't get it. You know what I mean? That was mad uncomfortable. On some New York shit, all she had to do was to pay homage. You know what I mean? And it would have been all right. Give the trendsetters their homage. Don't try to do that. Don't negate her impact. You looking like, you know what I mean? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Nigga, that's not your look. That's not you. We seen early Nicki Minaj shit like an ironing board. Like, that's not you. You was wearing turtlenecks. Like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? Niggas, remember we got the fucking we got the video, we got the DVDs with Fendi, nigga. The on the come up DVDs, nigga. We don't got amnesia. We ain't smoked that much weed.
To this day.
And she was wearing turtlenecks. What are you talking about? You didn't come out with your boobs out. You didn't even have none. Come on now. Yeah. The fuck? She's wearing mock necks. You was covering up everything. So give credit Where credit is due. She said that in the Joe Budden interview. If she said that in a Joe Budden interview, it took her mad long. It took her to have a fucking child and to be shelved as an artist to start giving Little Kim her credit. Now they need to set up the verses. That's all I want to see.
To this day.
Go set the
To this
verses
day.
up. Get your ass washed because Little Kim got classics. If she do drugs, dear ma, I love you like the law. Ganja. Oh, all she got to do is every cut from the first album. That's a body bag. Let's talk about it. That's a body bag. You can't fuck with Little Kim's first album. There's not been give me a Nicki Minaj album that was busting from front to end, Starships or whatever the fuck. No, nigga, that wasn't it.
To this day. To this day.
You had Lil Wayne. She had Biggie, nigga. Remember the shit by the escalator? No time for fake. With Puffy, just sipping Cristal with the real one. Come on. Mama, Mr. Cabana. You can't fuck with that. That's a different wave, yo. That's a whole nother era. You was rapping with early. You was rapping with you was rapping with Drake when he was Aubrey, nigga. Like, we're not the same. She was with Junior Mafia. It's different. It's different. If she start going, I'm mama, Mr. Gambana. She always gives her credit. Okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. You know what I mean? You know I'm biased because I'm from Brooklyn, so you know how we do. We not finna just throw nobody away from the town. We ride, even if you wrong, nigga, we ride with you. Okay? So Little Kim, even though she look crazy like the Catwoman, I'm still not finna throw her away for Queens, for Nicki Minaj. I told y'all before, we don't do the carbon copies. We rep the originals. We don't do facsimiles. I'd rather go to the source and give the source credit because it's only right. It's only right. She was in old interviews bigging up Kim. That's right. I know she was, because it always be the ones that big you up, that turn around and stab you in the back. It's like your biggest fan become your biggest hater. You know what I mean? It turns fanfare turns into infatuation sometimes. Or you be fanning on a nigga, and then when you think that you reached the limit past them, you start showing your ass, not realizing you could never pass me because I opened the fucking door for you. How could you pass me? I picked the lock. I'm holding the door for you. How could you pass me? It's impossible. It's a continuum. That's what it is. It's just a continuum. You're standing on my shoulders. I finna open the door for you, bitch. You're not bigger than me. That part. So what else are we gonna talk about? What's going on in the news? As you can see, we reached the 2-year anniversary for the Jabberwocky on March 13th. Or Blue Pill said it was March 11th. Granted, right? This is the 2-year window to when they basically reset everything, right? The great reset happened 2 years ago. Let's keep this in mind. Let's look at our calendars and be like, God damn it, that 2 years felt about like 10. The shit that we've been going through emotionally, the shit that we're going through energetically, the shit that we're going through financially, the shit that we're going through culturally, the shit that we're going through psychologically. It's a lot. The average person cannot carry all of this weight. Okay? This. I mean, for the people who have endured and whatnot, take a toll and take a measure to, go and look at old pictures of yourself prior to this. I was able to do that when I started cleaning out my Instagram page about 2 weeks ago. I had 15,000 posts. I'm down to 3,000. Please, y'all give me some,
To this day. To this
That was
day.
a lot of fucking. I was dumpster diving. I had to get rid of all of these memes and shit. I had to get rid of old pictures that I took on the fucking on the Android. All of that shit had to go. But what I was able to see by going back in time, right? I was able to see. I was like, damn, shit. You look different back then. You was a little more, happy go lucky. And then when I look at myself post C19 or post Jabbington, I'm like, damn, nigga, you look like there was a lot of, you could just see the weight, right? You could see it just hardens you. It's like it was like the soft pictures got hardened a little bit. You know what I mean? There was a hardened look on just not me, but other people around me that I'm taking pictures with and shit. You know what I mean? So I'm like, yeah, niggas been going through a lot. And we're still going through it. It ain't like it's time to celebrate because these niggas is popping up with new propaganda. China just put a lockdown on it. People talk about that there's a surge and everything. Obama, he just said that he got symptoms even though he got jabbed up 3 times.
To this day. To this day.
So I'm like, the way that the propagandizement works, they'll put somebody who everybody has, I'm not talking about us on this line particularly, but melanated people have a very soft spot in their heart for Barry, right? They have a huge, Barry lives in a lot of people's hearts, right? Rent free. So when people are putting up memes saying, yo, we want to give Vladimir Putin a Nobel Peace Prize, that's a lot of peace, for starting a war that essentially ended this other war, because keep in mind, it was a war. I didn't make it up, right? I didn't make it up. On paper, that's what they were saying. They was like, yo, it's a war, right? They were saying that it was a war with the invisible enemy. That was the language that they were using, right? They said that there was an invisible enemy. I'm like, damn, what are you niggas talking? Is this Marvel fucking universe? You know what I'm saying? And they declared war. They was like, we're at war, right? And they even created emergency power acts, national emergency, state of emergency. All of that shit got enacted as a result of 2 years ago with these people and their biological warfare. Now we got ushered into a new conflict, right? Where you could ignore it, or you could be like, I don't give a fuck about what's going on over there. I'm finna just live my life. I'm finna just ride around on $9 gas.
To this day.
Yo, niggas.
To this day.
Even if you try to ignore it, nigga, my crypto took a ass whooping. So did my stocks. Shit is getting trampled right now. Thank God that we have our good brother in Cairo who has assisted me in collecting precious metals and whatnot. You know what I mean? At least I'm getting a little fucking silver up and shit like that. At least I'm putting some silver in the kitty. Because I would be nervous right now. I would be super nervous because they playing a lot of games in these streets. A lot of my gains got wiped out. You know, when you sitting on your gains and you like, yeah, I'm gonna put that towards the boat and everything. Yeah, that shit got wiped out. Yeah, that part. You know what I mean? Shit is getting wiped out. Inflation. I went to go buy some bananas the other day. It was like spending sneaker money, my nigga. You know what I'm talking about? This shit was like spending sneaker money at the supermarket. I was like, this is a whole box of Jordans right here. But anyway, so you could ignore it all you want, but there's an effect. There's a spill off. This kind of making you aware of something is happening because you're like, shit, this shit going on across the world, but this shit is affecting everyday life right here. So it's making people pay attention the same way with the Jabberwocky and everything. People was like, I could ignore this shit, but it was at a point where it's like almost impossible to ignore because it was everywhere. Am I on food stamps? Nah, you got the plug, nigga, because I'm ready to pull up. You don't talk about like, I don't got no shame. Give me the book with the colorful money. Like, I'll take it back in the days. I don't even need the card to swipe. I'll pull a book out and start ripping them shits. Like, how much? 50? Hold on. Let me get the blue. Let me get the purple one. Let me get the red one. Here, I'll make it rain inside of Kroger's. Stop playing with me. That part. I don't got no shame. Here, I don't want to spend none of my fiat on no food right now. You know what I mean? On no Foodington. You know? Short the market. I did short the market, but that shit shorted me. You know what I'm saying? That shit shorted me. I still took a whooping on my stocks and my crypto. I'm just keeping it a buck. I'm just keeping it a buck. You know what I mean? That's what's happening. People is getting they getting this shit washed up. You know? Universal basic income is coming. Yeah. Okay. That part. I ain't signing up for no universal basic nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get it out the mud. I'm gonna start growing my vegetables. Fuck that. You know? And then crypto going out bad right now. Niggas crypto looking sad. My Coinbase wallet got the Jordan face on it right now. Yeah, the real estate is going crazy. Airbnb ain't slowing down. You feel me? Airbnb is not slowing down. $100 worth of food stamps for 45. Shit, ain't that the new hustle? Ain't that the new hustle? Yes. Look, these rich people know what they are getting richer by the second. They was like, oh, you niggas thought y'all was slick in 2020 with your PPP loans and all of your CMOS hustles. We got one for you. We got one. Try to get on in 2022. We got another. The Matrix responds accordingly. This shit has upgraded. The program has upgraded. It has upgraded. You feel me? It has upgraded, and we have to upgrade with it, or we will get left behind. And I'm not saying that for any type of fear tactics, but I'm just giving the heads up and whatnot. You could be as spiritual as you want. You could be as occultic as you want, Kemetic, Hebrew, whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? But there should be a level of application that you get from your schools of thought and discipline that can help solve any problems. Now, this weekend, we had the opportunity to go to the Legacy Center at ATL and link up with Brother Ben X and Rizza Islam and Brother Farrakhan, not the minister, but Brother Farrakhan, and hundreds of families who came together. Blue Pill was there, my brother Human was there, and we were able to witness, right? Deed signing for land, acres and acres and acres and acres of property, about an hour and change outside of Georgia, right? You know, on top of a mountain, okay? Because I've been out there and the shit is flies, big as hell, on top of a mountain. So this is an initiative that was easily put together by Brother Ben X in the Nation of Islam. Why? Because they are in, right? They are in an organization that has more than 1,000 members, right? They have an organization that the creator or the quote unquote head of this organization promotes the people do for self and to buy land. And they have examples of it during the time of Elijah Muhammad. This is what they were already doing as the Nation of Islam. So going back to what I said, if you belong to a nation or if you belong to a school of thought and knowledge where you have members, and those members could put their fiat or their currency together to go ahead and buy something like land, or they could buy something like precious golds and start becoming their own bank, or they could buy something like weapons and begin to defend themselves, or they could buy something like fertile farms and land where they could become agriculturists. This is the move right now. It's not hard. It's not hard. It's only hard when you're trying to do it by yourself. But I've said this and that's why it made my heart smile, because I've said this when I was being critical, when I was critiquing different organizations, and I'm like, I don't think that I'm living in the right time, because the time ain't fucking right, because there's organizations that got more than 100 members, and they're not doing what organizations that got more than 100 members could easily do. A susu, and I ain't talking about that shit that you niggas got your money taken from this last summer with the flowers and everything. I'm talking about the susus that like Jamaicans and the some of the Africans and some other people from the Caribbean have been using since they got here, right? I'm talking about that form of susu. Like when you be in a barbershop or the hair salon and niggas come with the envelope and then they write that shit in a book and whatnot. I've seen that with the Dominicans. I seen that with the Jamaicans. I seen that with the Haitians. And I saw that with the Africans. So I'm like, if you got an organization, I don't care if you into the Eastern Star, I don't care if you in an NOI, I don't care if you in an MSTA, all of these organizations should have mad land busting acres right now. Real talk. And they should also have a level of susu where they putting money into a pot on a weekly basis, and they'd be like, yo, I got a bank worth $100,000. So we could make fucking moves, my nigga. We could buy shit. That's all I'm saying. It's not hard. People be making shit hard. It's not hard. It's not impossible. The only thing impossible is the people. The only thing impossible is getting past your fears. That's it. And we live in a day and age of smart contracts. We live in a day and age of the blockchain. We live in a day and age where motherfuckers can't just run with the money. You put that shit on a smart contract, that shit will sit in escrow. Nobody could touch it. What the smart contracts brought back and what Web3 and what the blockchain technology brought back is the trust factor, because it was lost. The trust factor has been reestablished and restored, right? It's not 100%, but the trust factor has been reestablished and restored due to smart contracts, due to the blockchain, and due to some of the new technology that can hold people very accountable for the shit that they were back in the days getting away with. That's a fact. That's why you see so many venture capitalists. You see a flood of money coming into technology and whatnot, into the tech sector, because the trust factor has been reestablished, and it's been reinterpreted by the smart contracts, by the blockchain, which is an open ledger. What does that mean, Red? What that means is that it takes away a lot of the fraud that has been done in many different industries. Case in point, the music industry, right? A super shady business model, a super shady industry known for robbing their talent over the centuries, damn near. Now, with this blockchain and the open ledger, the fact that the label will be like, yo, we spent $100,000 out of your budget to pay somebody to make your fucking album cover. We know that's a crock of shit, because you could go to Fiverr and get that shit for $10 now.
To this day.
You know what I mean?
To this day.
They can't play with your money. Where if my album sold in fucking the Ukraine, right? I might come up with a Ukraine anthem, right? Kill the Nazis and shit. Put Putin P or whatever. You know what I mean? Niggas might put on for the Ukraine and make an anthem for these niggas while they blowing shit up. And my record label is like, yeah, you did good in the States, but you didn't sell that well around the world. Now with the open ledger, a lot of that bullshit, because they have something called a royalty black box, where you have artists who might be, you might go double wood in America, but in Japan you lit, you triple platinum. You don't even know that though. You don't even know that. You be homeless on the street shaking a cup, and some niggas come from Japan, they on 42nd Street, and they be like, is that you, Father Tunse? Is that, oh my goodness, is that you? Is that you? Big Starbucks, you know what I mean? You out there shaking a cup and whatnot, or you out there dancing. It's showtime. You on the train and shit doing the dances, and niggas from Japan is like, oh my god, they bowing down to you like you the nigga from like this was Coming to America, Prince Rocky. Because the label is holding it back from you. You feel me? With the blockchain, they can't do it like that. You're going to know what you're selling. You're going to know your analytics. You're going to know what you bussing. You're going to be able to collect your residuals and your royalties from around the world. Shit just different now. Don't even, and then you get into NFTs and whatnot. That's a whole nother income stream. So the game has changed, my friends. I'm here to let you know. I will make it my duty to bring people on this show continuously and consecutively to share with you the information, the facts, the receipts, everything that you need. Okay. We just had a very successful week last week with the Now Meta coin. It's on Pancake Swap. I highly suggest y'all go and snatch that shit up because this shit is busting. You know what we blew up in? Nigga, the Asian market, China flow.
To this day.
I don't even know nobody from Asia. I don't even know nobody from Asia. Okay. But they hopping on because everything that needs to be done is being done. They're about the receipts. They're about making sure that you say what the fuck, what you doing, what you say that you're gonna do, and the shit that you know, you got to get audited. There's a lot of steps that it takes. This is not just making a coin and putting it out there. There's a lot of working pieces behind the scenes and whatnot. But when you get it done, nigga, you get it done. Okay? And I'm just here to let you know. When you get it done, you get it done. You get it done. And it's real. It's not a fucking joke. It's real. It's a lot of real things happening out there. I feel sorry for everybody that's getting inundated with fear and shit like that. It's getting drowned in fear. Fear is getting put on you. You're getting quote unquote scared to just live and shit like that. I feel for you because that's not natural. But that's the way the society is moving these days. They are stagnating people who were once very active, and they are trying to take the air out of niggas and whatnot. And they're trying to leave you stuck in a place where you're in high doubt. You're doubting yourself. You're doubting your greatness. You're doubting your future. You're doubting the signals and the signs that you're seeing. You're doubting the Godhead inside of you. You're in high doubt, the doubting Thomases, right? And doubt leaves you stuck. So I see a lot of people somewhat kind of getting stuck and trying to get themselves out of a rut. You know what I mean? I see some people that are like not sure. They're straddling the fence and whatnot. They don't know whether to go left. They don't know whether to go right. You know what I mean? I'm not a therapist. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not here to give you life advice, because I can't speak to 500 plus people and be generalizing shit. I would have to speak to individuals on an individual basis in order to give you the proper type of information based off of what it is that you may find yourself in. But I would generally say, get off your motherfucking ass, my nigga, and smell the roses, right? Spring forward when the motherfucking sun comes out. That's why, hold on. That's why we have this coming up, right? I told y'all, I think we had this conversation last week when my good brother Al Kibalan was in the building. We was letting you know that we making a flyer and we putting everything together for the fam that said that they need some metaphysics in their motherfucking life, because life is boring if you're not looking at it from a metaphysical lens, right? And I agree, you know what I mean? Because we could look at the things the way that we want to see it, but CNBC, MSNBC, CNN, Fox, they're never going to give you a perspective from a metaphysical point of view. Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, all of the social media sites that people have now used for their quote unquote school of thought and whatnot, that's the new quote unquote universities. They're not even going to give you this type of information at the level that's going to be given to you. So, right before the summer solstice, right before the motherfucking summer solstice, right before, well, not the summer solstice, spring equinox, okay? Right before the spring equinox, before we spring forward out of this winter, quote unquote, season, the season of death, the season of lockdown, the season of hibernation, this time where a lot of people were going through what they were going through, whatever, right? We're springing forward, the new year, right? The beginning of the new year when things begin to sprout. Look at the trees and the flowers are beginning to bloom. The birds are starting to sing lullabies and songs and whatnot. It's getting warmer all around northwest of Mexico. So on the 19th, we're going to be presenting the African science of free energy, soulmatic and the illest to bring the static. That part with Al-Kibalan 44. And if anybody was in the last lecture that he did in January with Blue Pill, you already know what he's about. You already know how we bring it. And you already know that this man is playing no games and whatnot. You know what I mean? His information is on a very, very, very high level. Okay? This is some shit that you just can't read from a book. You know that he's tapped in. You know he's getting his downloads. You know he's tapped in. He speaks to the universe. If you follow him on Instagram, you already know the type of work that he does. He'll tell you the next color that's about to be showing up all over the place. And then that color will show up. He'll tell you the next number that's going to play out in the news, that's going to play out with these celebrities that are everywhere. And that number shows up. And he hears something that the average human being is not hearing. He's having conversations with the cosmos. Exactly, Destiny. He's having convos with the cosmos. So we're going to start something called a God Body Challenge on the 18th, right? On the 18th, we do the God Body Challenge. And the God Body Challenge is a fast, right? So this fast is going to go into the lecture. While we're doing the lecture, we're going to be fasting. Then on the 20th, when the spring equinox jumps in and pops off in the first day of spring, we will be properly cleansed. We will have our minds right. We will have more clarity. We will have more strength. We will have our health in a better situation because those parasites get starved out when you don't feed them and whatnot. That's a better way to get rid of them. I highly suggest you get into some bladder rack. I highly suggest you get into some Cascara Sagrada. I highly suggest that you drink your ass some sea moss. Get that shit up out your system. Okay. So the tickets for this is on KTLUniversity.com. KTLUniversity.com. Okay. And when you go to KTLUniversity.com, that's where you're going to watch the lecture. You don't have to leave the site. We don't really rock with Eventbrite anymore because we don't have to. We built our own shit. Okay. And it will be a Zoom lecture, but you don't have to go to Zoom because Zoom is right here on our site. All right. So this is a one-stop shop. And it will be recorded and available to you in perpetuity, meaning forever. All right. You don't have to get an email. It'll be right on the site. You log in. It's yours, my nigga. Go and watch it. Enjoy it. Rewind it. Fast forward it. Pause it. Do what you got to do. Take notes and learn. Okay. Because that's what we're going to be doing. Hardcore learning. Okay, we're going to learn. This is about learning. This is about sparking your mind. This is about getting you to see things from a different perspective. This is about controlling the narrative. This is about shaking off the motherfucking cobwebs because we can't just be getting Instagram knowledge. You know what I mean? We can't be going to the University of Instagram and thinking that we fucking tapped in or we mad deep and you just reading memes and fucking articles. That's not it. That's not it. That is not it. That ain't the way. That's a temporary motherfucking that's not it. I'm sorry to break the bad news to you, my genius, but this race that we in, the stakes is high, my niggas. That's not it. That ain't gonna get you to compete with the sharpest minds that are out there just by lingering on motherfucking YouTube and Instagram. Okay, that's that white star. That's that white star. We trying to get some shit that's gonna blow our motherfucking brains. You know what I mean? So this is not for everybody because everybody is not metaphysical. That right there is a special for the metaphysicians out there, right? That's for y'all. That's a motherfucking plate. Come and eat it up. You know what I'm talking about? And for my entrepreneurs and people who are into getting to the baggington, and for the people who want to diversify your portfolios and change some of that fiat, some of that tax money, right? Or change some of that crypto into some solid ass materials or some solid assets. This brother right here in Cairo, okay, AKA my good brother Steven Richardson, he's going to be bringing the motherfucking workshop to us at the end of the month, right? 7 steps to building wealth with precious metals. He's not coming to play any games. If y'all seen him on a show before, you know that this man is about his business. He's about his BI. Not only is going to bring you information about precious metals, he's going to get into the metaphysics of it. He's also going to be giving you tips and how you could invest and get your money up. And the brother has an equity program where if you buy any piece of high priced jewelry from him, like that watch that we showed you earlier in the beginning of the show, he will allow you will be able to take out equity on these timepieces, meaning that if you pay $10,000 for a watch, you could take $6,500 out on that watch if you needed it. Rolex and these niggas don't do no shit like that.
To this day.
All right. And the brother is going to show how you could basically build your bank, right? How you could become a bank based off of stacking precious metals, especially in these days and times. We're not going back to the old normal. That shit is over with. And I don't want to say it like that because people be getting all, in their feels and everything. But I highly doubt that the clock is going to move backwards. Not in 2022, where this is the quickening and this is the great reset. Things are being done. Provocations are taking place for a reason, and nothing happens happenstance. There's no mistakes. Nothing is just happening willy-nilly. Everything is prepared and planned. So either you're going to control your narrative or you're going to be controlled. I'm only here to assist. Like I said, this is my community service. I'm here to service my people, my network, the audience, the listeners, whatever you want to call yourself, my KT aliens. I'm here to service you. I'm here to bring information that's applicable. We don't want to waste your time. I don't want you to waste mine either. And we don't want to waste your time. So we want to get to the results, right? Because that's what matters. Results matter. Nothing else matters. I can't eat a lot of these books that people be out here putting in my face, but I could eat some precious metals. You know what I mean? I could eat a portfolio. That part. I could eat some metaphysics. I could eat a fucking God body challenge. Like I could work with that because I'm going to be charged up. I'm going to use that God body challenge to build up my discipline. I'm going to use that God body challenge to prepare and program myself so I have a hot boy summer. How about that? Gotta get them God bodies right. You know what I'm saying? Stakes is high, fellas. Apollonia's on your ass, nigga. You got to get that God body right. If you're trying to get vanity, you know what I'm saying? If you're trying to pull up on skirt, if you're trying to get chose, nigga. Is that what you're trying to get? You trying to get chose? We got to get your God body right. You know what I mean? Because these sisters, they said that they don't want no Magaman. You know what I'm saying? They don't want no string bean. That's what they told me. So where we at? The 100? We at the hour 40 mark? Yeah, get the likes up. You know what I'm saying? Joe Byron, get the likes up. Get the likes up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Hit that bell. That part. hit that bell. You feel me? Hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. And you said these men are built different nowadays. Talk about it. I ain't in these niggas' business, but what you mean by that? You got to interpret that for me. What you mean by they built different? Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon. These men are built different these days. Yeah. I don't know what that means. Like, share, comment. The skinny fragile. Man, these niggas don't want no muscles no more. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't sitting here talking like I'm fucking Clubber Lang. I'm not Mr. T. You know what I'm saying? I try. You know, I'm a be in that gym. I'm trying to, like, I already put it out there. I ain't trying. I'm getting my six pack. I don't care how hard it's gonna be. I'm strengthening my core. You know, I'm strengthening my core. I need someone who could pick me up. LOL. Okay. Don't sleep on them skinny niggas though. How about that? Most brothers don't be trying to run or do any cardio. Could we get some women trainers to spark the interest in these men? We need some women trainers. I need a team of like 4 of y'all. We could do the Peloton. What do they call that? The shit that's online. We need some women trainers. You know what I'm saying? We need some women to help us work on our glutes. You know, we need some women to help us to work on our leg day. You know what I mean? We don't want to skip leg days. We want to work on our legs with you. You know what I'm saying? The ladies out there with them Serena Williams legs. You know what I mean? Yeah. Why don't you teach us how to get our legs up? Somebody said, "How heavy do she weigh?" Are you? Yeah, I'm saying niggas is wearing this, they wearing women blouses and whatnot and purses and purses. So I guess they're not really focused on their physique. So we could be the exceptions to the rules, fellas. You know what I mean? If you want to put some weight on, Supernova got the super mega greens. Uh, I'm not a I don't I don't know all of the other protein powders that are out there, but I know that the super mega greens is a good mixture. You know what I'm saying? It's a good mixture. It's good for post workout and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Brothers better get started training and prepping. There's nothing wrong with that, fellas. I promise you. The sun is out. You get in that sun. You let that sun kiss you. You know what I mean? You get sweaty and whatnot. You hit them weights or you do the calisthenics. Because some people is not into weights. And I'm cool with that. You don't got to be into weights. You just got to get strong. You just got to get strong. You know what I mean? You have to build your inner strength. You feel me? Yeah, super mega greens is fire, energy, and muscle strength. Yeah, yeah, that part. That part. You know what I'm saying? You know, you need hula hoop training, ladies. Oh man, you want to find where to donate to Rock? Okay, that's a good question. That's a good question. Hit me up on the email and I'll take care of you. I hit me up on the email. I didn't put my email up there. This is my email for anybody with questions, comments, or concerns. You could reach me there. I also said that I need everybody that's on the live to send me your email, especially if you want to be updated to our lectures. We have a very big email list. I think I might be at 5,000 and whatnot. We send out email blast and whatnot. Like whenever we're doing a lecture, we'll send it out on an email blast. Whenever we're doing if there's like something that's going on event wise that we need you to know about, we send it out on the email blast. So like I said, especially with these shaky ass channels and the way they be out here trying to censor people and constrict us from communicating with y'all, I would highly suggest y'all become part of my mailing list. You feel me? I would highly suggest that y'all send y'all emails to this email and we could connect forever and ever and ever and ever. You know what I mean? They can't shut us down. And I also suggest that y'all sign up to the Discord, especially if you about that life, about building. If you are talented and you have skills, if you are into the tech world, if you are developers, designers, illustrators, any of those people, I speak your language. You know what I mean? I want you to reach out to us via Discord. Yeah, via Discord. Kegels for women and men for prostate and womb strength. His push, her pull. Yes, get your Kegel on so your woman could queef. Get your Kegels on, guys. You know what I'm talking about? What do you think about the Kanye documentary? We talked about that last week. Genius. I said that's gonna get a Grammy. That's what is it? A Grammy? They need to nominate Cootie and them. They need to nominate Cootie and Chike because that was one of the best documentaries that I've seen in a very, very long time. Okay. Look at you, Destiny, getting on your job. I see you. Link to donate to Brother Rock's memorial. Here you have it, my good brother. That's for the good brother Rock. Rise in power to my good brother Rock. You know, you're going to get down to the A. Thank you. Thank you. We're going to be doing something in the A where we'll have a physical lecture. You know, the spring, we don't want to rush things. Let the spring start. Let the fucking birds come out. You know what I mean? We're going to let all of that roll out and then we're going to pop off and do something live. But we're still in the era of webinars and shit like that. You know, everything is not 100% clear to be out and everything. Even when I was at the Hereafter Farms thing, people had masks on and shit. I was like, I guess we still on that fear campaign type thing, but I get it. You know what I mean? Or an Oscar? Yeah, my bad. Yeah, they need an Oscar. Do I think that you should learn Python? I'm thinking of getting into programming. Yeah, if that's where you want to start, definitely. I've been talking Python and CSS since 2015. You know what I mean? Definitely learn that language. Johnny Come Lately is the street vendor. What happened to Rock? Rock made transition. Yes, the street vendor Rock, who was by the state building in Harlem. Unfortunately, this man definitely he's with the ancestors now. We have a show. If you go into my archives, we did the show on Saturday. Today's Monday. We did a show on Saturday with Professor James Small, Nova Felder, and a whole bunch of other dignitaries. Brother Sutek from House of Consciousness. My good brother Sutek was here. And we did a beautiful eulogy. We sent our brother away in style. You know what I mean? We gave that man his flowers and whatnot. So yes. Yeah, he wanted to smoke with DL Hewley. I'll help him. You know what I mean? I'll help him with DL. DL be on some BS sometimes. The coonery on DL is kind of strong sometimes. So, you know, DL needs to mind his business. Even though my dude Kanye is going out bad right now, but he needs to mind his business. You know what I mean? They need to stop worrying about what the fuck Kanye is doing all the time. Yeah, he is kind of flagrant. It's not in love. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're gonna help your brother out, you should have some type of compassion. When men lose their families and break up with the woman who may be the mother, who's the mother for their children, every man is not necessarily built to deal with that. You feel me? Every man is not, and I'm not using no excuses to the erratic behavior of a Kanye West in the situation that he finds himself in with him publicly putting his private business out there for everybody to judge him with, because we know the golden rule, don't we? You don't put your motherfucking business on the internet. You don't put your personal business on the internet. That's a no-no. That's the first red flag. You don't do that because the people, the trolls, the public who are not on your level, who kind of resent you because of your status, who are not necessarily going to give you any type of quote unquote solutions. They're just going to clown you. They're just going to clown you. And that is exactly what they're doing right now. They're all in this man's, they in the bed, they in his wife's bedroom, and they all in his head and whatnot. And they're exasperating his meltdown by constantly, egging him on, trying to push him off the cliff, right? Disguised as rooting for him. Oh, we got you, brother. Yay, yeah, man. Do your thing. Represent for the single fathers out there. I know what you feeling. I've been through that shit. F them women. Meanwhile, they pushing this nigga off the cliff. You know what I'm talking about? He think that they rooting for him, but they're really wheeling. They're pushing his ass off of a cliff. And when he falls off of the cliff, everybody's going to say he should have known better. He should have known better. Heartache has been a downfall for many great men and women throughout history, right? Throughout history, affairs of the heart turns into, fatal attraction sometimes. This shit could go bad. This shit could go bad. So once again, you learn from the mistakes of others so you don't have to be repeating that, right? So you don't have to repeat that. So the only thing that I could walk away from that situation is how I would handle a situation like that in my life. That's the only thing that I'll be able to walk away from that learning, what not to do. Don't get on the internet. Don't be all in your feelings. Don't worry about the new boyfriend, because there's nothing that you could do to quote unquote stop. She's trying to rebound, my nigga. There's nothing you could do to stop that. She's a thottis, my nigga. This what she do. Talk black to me. Like, you made her the mama of your children. You made her, she went back to her old ways. It's nothing that you could do, bro. You got to suck that up. And you know what I mean? We talked about it on the last show. We said that he needs a powerful sister, not just Ileana to fix his life. He needs a nurturer. He needs a woman who could genuinely love him. You know what I mean? And he needs somebody who could nurture and help him to heal from the obvious loss. He's having abandonment issues because he lost his mama. So he's clinging to family because that's all he knows. He tried to create something new, but the foundation of what he created it with, or who he created it with, may not have been the greatest of choices and whatnot, of course. But like I said, this nigga is around my age. He was watching Farrah Fawcett, Linda Carter, Pamela Anderson. He was doing, there we come from. I explained it to you niggas earlier. That a lot of us got out of that trap, but some of us didn't. Tiger Woods, don't judge us. A lot of us was able to shake that shit off and be like, oh, look at the programming from NBC and whatnot. Look at the programming from Dominant Society in the 80s and whatnot. Look at the programming that they had us listening to hot tracks. We was listening to Cyndi Lauper, George Michael. We was listening to white niggas sing to other men, and we thought they was singing to women. Wham, George Michaels, right? Cringeworthy, right? These niggas was humming at other niggas. How about that? In excess. Come on, chameleon. They come and go. Nigga, Freddie Jackson was singing to a bussy. How about that? Luther Vandross was singing to his mans in him. So we made it out of that. They was throwing Becky's at us left and right, at like they were the quote unquote. And remember, Kanye said what? I found my father's Playboy stash. Said he found his father's Playboy stash. Carmen Electra. Right. Like, I don't even know what niggas see in Carmen Electra. She looked wild basic. But anyway, that's what they was pushing in front of us in our programmable years. Don't judge us. What was they push? They was giving you women Ted dancing. Tom Selleck. I seen black women running around with Tom Selleck clones when I was little. I see you. I remember. Don Johnson. Fucking Tad from All My Children. Like, let's stop playing. Then they gave you Titty Boy in the porn off the porn scene. They gave you Titty Boy, the first white boy that was knocking sisters down, and then he multiplied. So y'all didn't make it out, and neither did we. Y'all didn't make it out either. We see you. You know what I mean? We not judging. Y'all didn't make it out either. Yeah, Justin Bieber. What? Justin fucking Bieber? Really? Really, sis? That's what you want? Suzanne Summers was lit. Facts. Kevin Costner. He was boning Whitney in the Bodyguard.
To this day.
Black women was like, goals. I need a Kevin Costner. Goals. Like, what? And then Monsters Ball. When that nigga, when Billy Bob Thornton donkey fucking Halle Berry on film and got an Oscar for it. Goals. Goals. You see that, sister? Goals. Here goals. I need me a trailer trash. Goals. Really? Brad Pitt, yeah, y'all ain't getting away free.
To this day.
You thought I was gonna let y'all off the hook? Y'all not finna get away with this shit. Yeah, they did it to all of us. Susan Lucci, yeah, she was on one. That old Chanel box. She was on one. And I'm just giving you context to the programming that was like subliminal. Kelly Bundy had, thank you. She had niggas. We wasn't watching Ed Bundy. We couldn't stand that nigga. We wanted the daughter and the wife together. How about that? Yeah. Sandwich time. How, yeah, that part. It's getting late. It's 12 o'clock. It's midnight. I really could go in now, but I'm gonna stop. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna stop. You niggas was watching Friends, looking at Jennifer Aniston. The struggle. God damn. Then they had us lowering our standards. They was giving us Jennifer Aniston and all of these other Peckerwoods. Like, what are you doing? But they already reeled us in the 70s and the 80s. They reeled us in, and then they start giving us, basic Beckys. So now you got niggas settling for basic Beckys. You know what I mean? Look around. Niggas got on Honey Boo Boo's tail. They was on Honey Boo Boo's trail. They was on her heels. They was on her heels. And then you got Kris Jenner. Niggas was on her heels. You know what I mean? You see how they switched it up? Yeah, Laverne and Shirley. What are you talking about? Like, keep it a Buckington. I could keep it 100 with you. You know what I'm saying? I could keep it 1,000. I'm not hiding. I'm letting you know. I'm bringing it into context that the programming was thick. And if you didn't watch some BET Uncut and was able to see White Chocolate and Pinky and all of them, if you was not able to tap into, what the sisters had to offer, you too could have got sucked up in the Becky vacuum cleaner. All you niggas in Buffalo and Rochester and all of these places, upstate New York, you know what I mean? Your woman looking like a linebacker. You know what I'm saying? All of the Honey Boo Boo baby mamas. Look at Little Dirk's baby mama. He got caught up. You know what I'm saying? You niggas was chasing Joe from Facts of Life. Facts. Facts. You niggas wanted to take all of the grenades down from Jersey Shore. Facts. Look at what TV does to us. Look at what TV does to us. It programs. It really does. You know what I'm saying? Young impressionable men who hormones just turned on. This is what we were seeing on TV. We didn't have 100 channels. We only have 4. Niggas didn't have the internet. We had fucking UHF, nigga, and the 3 channels. What are you talking about? We didn't have all of that. So our options was mad limited. Niggas, God forbid you had Playboy magazines under the bed, nigga. You know what I mean? It wasn't no sisters in there. It wasn't no sisters in there. So the Becky sorcery, H the journeyman, you a legend. The Becky sorcery was strong in the 80s, in the early 90s. That's why Madonna got so many bodies. She is the big meat of the Beckys, nigga. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? Yeah, Vanessa Williams was the only sister in Playboys. And she's like, you know what I'm saying? She's wild beige, my nigga. She wasn't even, you know what I mean? She don't got that much melanin. The bitch got green eyes. But anyway, Madonna is the big meat of these Beckys, nigga. She's her. She's Hemington. She's fucking, she's the Barack of the Beckys, nigga. She's the, you know how many bodies she got?
To this day.
You know how many mason jars she has in her fucking closet with nigga souls inside of them? She's the skeleton key. She's the skeleton key. Red, are you saying that Moors should amalgamate, good brother? What I'm saying is these niggas are Moors right now, and they are amalgamating. It's called the browning of America. There's nothing that you could do. We talk about should they amalgamate. You been to fucking Wisconsin, my genius? You been to fucking Portland, nigga? These niggas is amalgamating as we speak. You know what I mean? Go anywhere outside of big town America. These niggas are amalgamating right now. You go to any fucking Waha or 7-Eleven. Honey Boo Boo was in there with an Alicia Keys and shit like that. They pulling up with an Alicia Keys and a young Barack and shit in tow, nigga. Somebody is putting in that work in these trailer parks. That part, they've been doing it, okay? That part. You've been to San Francisco and places, nigga. That part, they already doing it. When I went to LA, I was like, God damn it. This is a whole fucking factory. This is a machine. This is an assembly line of Baracks and Vanessa Williams and shit. Like, it was a whole assembly line. I'm like, y'all adopted those children? No, this is fucking Earl's child. Like, oh shit, okay. Niggas getting busy over there. See, I come from New York. We segregated. We don't get down like that. You know what I mean? Where the New York that I come from, I don't know about the new New York, but the New York that I come from, that shit was no bueno, my nigga. That's why, unfortunately, when you see stories of black, like the Yusef Hawkins stories, they went in them white neighborhoods and got bodied. They was killing niggas for going to sleep with their women, especially them Italians, because that's payback for the Moors. You can't come up in no Italian neighborhoods. You seen the Bronx Tale. They weren't lying about that. You're not coming into no Italian neighborhoods trying to pipe down Isabella, nigga. You saw Godfather of Harlem with Briganti. What's her name? Bella. Was it Stella Briganti? Mad niggas died in trying to bone her. They had mad black people dying trying to sleep with her and whatnot. That was Chin Giganti's daughter, the mob boss. That's real. Niggas in New York, I mean, it happens, but that's not the culture. Yeah, and we talking about Brooklyn before gentrification, before the towers fell, before the falling of the towers and whatnot. Yeah, Bensonhurst. Nigga, I went to New Utrecht. We had to fight every day after school to get the motherfucking Italians up off of us. And you know that we didn't have a problem. We was whooping ass and whatnot, but they was definitely on our heels. They was on niggas' heels and whatnot. And them white boys was not scared. They wasn't no punks. But we had hitters with us. We had, you know what I mean? We had niggas that was knocking them out. But New Utrecht and Bensonhurst, I went in 1991. This was right after they killed Yusuf. It was a war zone, right? So nobody was going to New Utrecht chasing no Becky tail, my nigga. That was not what we was doing. Okay, we snapped the fuck up out of that. It was these niggas was sneak linking with the Beckys and shit like that in the gym and shit like that behind the fucking staircase. They was sneaking linking, but it wasn't done in the open like that. And I remember the sisters was not checking for no goddamn Ken dolls either. They wasn't breaking their neck talking about, oh, I like his freckles. Or I like his blonde. No, they wasn't doing no goofy shit like that. What the fuck? We had our heads intact. I don't know what happened. What happened was, I don't know what happened. Shit doesn't change. Go to spring break. This shit'll make you throw up. You know what I mean? The way that these sisters be out here, just like, I mean, what do y'all see? I don't understand. I don't get it. Because to be honest with you, the programming of today is not even as harsh as the programming that I just explained. Did you hear all of the names that I rolled off of my tongue to explain to you how fucking they were drowning us in white savior complex mentality? And yes, it did affect certain people, but hip hop broke us out of that motherfucking spell. To be honest with you, gangster rap did it. We be having our hangups about the gangster rap, but gangster rap really shifted the culture and got us off of that intersectional shit. Gangster rap put us completely on some, like, it put us square middle on some black shit. Real talk. The gangster rap did that, not the R&B, like, certain movements, like when the Snoop, Dr. Dre, Chronic movement was popping, the Bad Boy era movement was popping. Like, these are eras, these are movements. The Jay-Z era, the Rockefeller era, none of that shit was dealing with being wishy-washy and going outside the culture. None of that shit. It was drawing people completely into the center of the culture. It was bringing us back into the culture. That's what it was doing. Mo Better Blues. Oh, I love that movie. That was my shit. Denzel played his ass off. And it did push, it pushed with black, it's a gift and a curse as well. It was a gift and a curse. I'm not out here waving the gangster rap flag. I'm just giving you context as to how it shifted the culture. But, when with gains come losses. So we definitely lost the dignity of the black woman. That got sacrificed. You know what I mean? All of that work that MC Light and Queen Latifah, all of that respect that we have for the sisters, and we calling them queens, and all of that, ladies first, that shit got pushed completely out of the way when gangster rap took over. You remember when Dr. Dre was pouring the 40 on Shorty? Ooh, they threw out the condoms. Yeah, it's a party going on right here. The celebration. That was the new celebration. Running trains, rat packing, and shit like that. That's how that shit happened. But I ain't gonna talk too much. We have a great show, and I don't want to end abruptly or anything, but I do know that it's midnight and I'm being responsible, right? Especially for y'all on the East Coast. Y'all been listening to me all night. I have to be responsible because people have lives to live. And, I want y'all to put the little ones to sleep or get your late night snack on. No, it's too late to have a late night snack. Drink some water. You know what I mean? But I ain't gonna be on here into the wee hours and shit like that. You know what I mean? We will get back up on Third Eye Thursdays and have more conversation. I'll probably have a special guest with me on Third Eye Thursdays. Like I said, we have some events coming up. I would highly suggest that y'all tap in. These events we do these every month. We've been doing this ever since the lockdown started. So we've really been doing, we started before the lockdowns. I started doing webinars before the lockdown, like 3 months before the lockdown, I think in January of 2020. but we've been going strong. I appreciate love everybody who've been students in the class, because it was monumental. Y'all really helped me elevate just my whole teaching game and everything. Everything has elevated in these past 2 years, but I couldn't do it by myself. So for the brothers and sisters, KT aliens, KTL University students and everything who have participated in all of these classic lectures, going all the way back to Fear of a Blackamoor Messiah, you know what I mean? Strive and Thrive, Stream Chasers, you know what I'm saying? These are all classics, you know what I mean? These are all classics. 21 Savage, you feel me? All of these classics, you know what I mean? We put up some classics when I did the thing with Billionaire PA, and we was talking about, finances and shit like that, the conscious industry, you know what I mean? Like all of these classics, Pop Darby, when you know what I mean? We put on a lot of classics, man, and y'all was there for that. And I appreciate everybody who's been there for that, because, it's part of history. You know what I'm saying? It's part of history. You know what I mean? When you go back and listening to them lectures, you be like, damn, Red, you was calling shit the fuck out all the way back then, brother. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just staying tapped in. You know what I mean? I'm just staying tapped in. But all of these classics, y'all, these is all classics. So everybody that was there for that, you know what I mean? We just gonna continue, the tradition. They say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So this is the last time we did something with our Kibalon. We did the 44 American Gods Part 5. So now we coming back with the African Science of Free Energy, Soulmatic, and the illest to bring the static, right? KTLUniversity.com. And then the 7 steps to building wealth with precious metals. You know what I'm saying? So be a part of it. Tap in. Go to the website and get your ticket. We have gifts for the 7 steps to building wealth. You will get a free ebook. You will also get a free 4-hour workshop that I did. This one right here. You'll get this one, Dropping Gems. All right. This shit is fire. I did that last month. That comes with your order. All right. And for every 20th ticket holder, you get a free chain. So once again, like I said, never say that I didn't look out for you. And I'm going to leave y'all with this commercial, because we also have something for the 100.
Greetings, family. Inkaru Watch Company would like to present Enter the Wind, this Inkaru timepiece, the Heru collection, hand painted on a pure silver dial, 42 millimeter stainless steel case, and a Swiss 17 jewel mechanical 2.5 delta waves movement. The 100 person that sign up for our online Zoom class, The Power of Precious Metals, sponsored by KTL University and Inkaru, will win this beautiful timepiece. Again, the 100 person that sign up for our class, The Power of Precious Metals, will win this beautiful timepiece. Enter now. Thank you.
Get your timepiece. You gonna want that watch. That shit fire right there. You dig? That shit fire right there. So with that being said, I appreciate love, y'all. Thank y'all for your time. Thank you for your attention. That means a lot to me. You could be doing anything. Uh, Thank y'all for your comments. I love the comments. I feed off of that energy. Thank you, my moderators, for holding it down. Appreciate y'all. And yeah, I'll see you on Thursday, God willingly. Hit the Cash App, money sign Phil Moreland. Keep it in all caps. You know what I'm saying? Phil Moreland. And yeah, we'll talk again. Peace.
To this day.